folks, and welcome to Power to Negotiate. Today's session is going to be about asking permission to ask questions. And you're going to say, Reed, isn't someone just going to naturally answer my questions? No. They have no reason to answer personal questions other than the ones that they've already stated in public. If they're trying to sell a house, they would answer where the address is, the price, the age, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. That's about all the information that they're going to tell you. So how do you get to the juicy? What I always do is I tell people and what I'm going to do, then I ask them for permission to do it. Let me give you an example. Hi, my name is Reed, and I noticed that you have this house for sale. Let me go ahead and ask you a few questions. Have them tell me a few things about the house. Then ask them, I'm a real estate investor, and what I do is I help people solve their real estate problems. Now, I don't know if I can help, but I know how to find out. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions? And if any of my questions are too personal, just tell me, Reed, none of your business. But I'm going to tell you the reason I ask the questions first, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. Is that fair? What I've just done is I've asked them for permission for conditional questions. I tell them why I'm going to be asking the questions, and then I give them the power to say yes or no. So if it's too personal, they can go ahead and say, Reed, shut up. And then I tell them why I'm doing it, and I say, is that fair? And if they say yes, great. And they're probably going to say yes. And then I start out slow. And I will say, tell me a little bit about your situation. When are you moving? Very non-confrontational question, but I just found out their time crunch. I found out their timeline, and from that I can go from there. And then I will say, this is a tough market right now. And what I do as a real estate investor is I buy properties for less than market value and turn around and sell them for just below market value in order to sell them quickly. And obviously I make a profit. Otherwise, I'm not going to be in business. If you need to sell this to a single family residential end user, great, more power to you. But if you need to sell it, I might have a solution. Is that fair? What I've just done is I've told them I'm not going to be making you a full price offer. But here's what I can do. And if they're still interested, then I ask them some questions. Can you tell me when you bought the property? Why do I want to know that? If they bought the property 5-6 years ago, and then it's appreciated since then, I want to know that. If they bought the property 2 years ago and it's depreciated since then, I want to know that as well. So I want to know when they bought it because I want to know how much equity they might have in it. If they bought it 20, 30 years ago, maybe it's paid off and free and clear. And then there's other things I can do. Next question I might ask is, I don't know what I can do, but what I'd like to do is see if there's any possible way I can put this deal together. Again, I don't know, but can you tell me a little bit about the financing? What price did you pay for this property? It's in the public records. I just don't want to waste your time by trying to look that up. I'd rather go ahead and move forward with this. What did I just do? I asked them to tell me what the price was, and I told them, don't lie because I can check. It's just a convenience. By the way, I can also check the mortgage balance. That's just a convenience too. So then I asked them, what is your mortgage balance? It's in the public records, but I just don't want to waste your time by trying to look it up right now. Once they tell you, I know what they have into the deal. Now, in today's market, it's possible to do short sales. But a short sale is an awful lot of work. So if I'm not going to do a short sale, I want to know how much equity they have. If they don't have any equity, I might be forced into a short sale. But a short sale is an awful lot of work. And if I do a short sale, I had to buy the property for cash, which sort of precludes doing the lease option. So if I'm doing the lease option, short sale isn't really high on my list of tools that I want to use. If I'm going to be doing a short sale, I have to get cash and I have to be able to buy the property for way less than market value. So I want to find out what I can do and what I can't do. And then I want to ask them the question, the market is telling me that there's not a lot of equity here. If you went through a realtor and you paid the commission and you had all the closing costs and you went ahead and did seller concessions, after, let's say the realtor's commission is 7%. You've got seller concessions, which sometimes is 6%. You've got holding time, which typically we say is 1.5 points per month. So if you're going to be doing this 4 months, that's 6%. 7% plus 6% plus another 6%, that's 21%. 12 plus 7, 19%. Plus, of course, you're going to probably have to reduce the price in order to go ahead and sell it to an end user. Let's say typically that's 10% right now. So now we're up to 29%. And then if there's any repairs or anything that needs to be done, you're talking about another, let's say 5%. We're up to 30%. That's if you sell it traditionally and you wait forever. Would it make sense to consider trying to sell it right now and getting rid of this problem? What have I just done? I've justified what I'm going to be doing, and I like to have them follow the numbers along with me. If they say, oh no, I can sell this at 6% commission. Oh really? Okay, let's use your numbers. 6% seller concessions, that's sort of what is standard right now. Might be able to get it for less, but let's just go ahead and say 6%. 6% for 6 points for closing, for holding cost. Yeah, if they hold this for 4 months, they're going to pay that or more. And then seller price discount, typically 5 to 10%. 5 to 10%, that's cheap right now. And once they start looking at all the numbers, they're up to 29%. Guess what? I'm just asking to buy it for 30% under market value. Why wouldn't they go with me if they want the certainty of selling it right now? One time long ago, we were buying a house in Umatilla, and the house was worth about $160,000. Nice house on a lake, and we asked the seller the question: if you don't sell to us, what are you going to do with the property? The dreadful alternative. And they said, well, we're going to put it on auction, and we've been guaranteed to get $75,000 from the auction company. Okay. And you're going to have closing costs with the auction company, of course. Yeah. Okay. What would, instead of getting $75,000 and having to pay more money, what would happen if we guaranteed you $78,000 right now? Use the dreadful alternative every time you can. We gave them more money, it was guaranteed, and they were able to get what they wanted without having to wait. Always be asking questions and find out what their needs are.